wish I knew that Big 4 articles doesn't always open doors. I know people that do their CFA in their articles. I know people that get their masters in their first year. They already have CFA when they sign off articles. Guys, it is a jungle out there. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. My name is Presh and I'm so excited for this video. I have just completed my chartered accountant articles and I am a newly qualified chartered accountant. And as you know, with every single change in my life and transition into a new path, I like to reflect on the one that I just completed and see what nuggets I can share with you guys. And that is definitely what I'm going to be doing today, because I'll be touching on 5 things I wish I knew before going into my chartered accounting articles. On the path of qualifying as a chartered accountant, if you're an accounting student, if you're in your articles and about to write your board exams, Gap Learning is the place for you. Gap Learning has tutors that you can book, a whole lot of resources, comprehensive summaries that you can purchase, and it also has a podcast library that allows students to listen to their notes on the go. So if you are struggling with qualifying as a chartered accountant, please reach out to Gap Learning so that we can see how we can assist you. It's been exactly what I qualified as a chartered accountant slash had my article signed off end of March, and I've had some time to reflect on things that I wish I knew before starting my chartered accounting article. The first thing I wish I knew before starting articles was the importance of savings. So there's this perception that when you're in your articles, you don't really, like, saving is not a thing. It's looked at as not a real job because it's a training contract. But honestly, looking back, money is money. Whether you are in your CAS articles or whether you are in your role as a chartered accountant, money is money. So I wish I really had this approach going into articles and had a plan of how much I plan to save during articles for whatever event was happening in my life. I know there's this perception that articles, the money in articles is really small, and the goal is just to get through to, you know, cover accommodation, get you from work and back, etc., feed yourself. But as you go on in your articles, the money does increase, and I definitely feel like I wish I had more focus and had a plan in terms of my savings, including saving for retirement. Later on in articles, I did have more of a saving habit. I even went as far as asking the firm, so we had this thing called voluntary savings, asking the firm to keep a certain amount off my salary each month, and then they paid it off. They paid it to you in December. So that was great because I did a lot of things with the money. So I did that in second and third year. First year I didn't do. So yeah, I really wish that I went into articles with a plan. Do I want to save for retirement? How much do I want to start saving for retirement? Etc, etc, etc. Money is money, you guys. Whether it's in articles, in a training contract, or not in a training contract, money is money, and that's the first thing I wish I knew before starting articles. Second thing I wish I knew is that your budget adjusts. There's this huge thing about how much chartered accountant trainees earn in their articles, and it's made like a lot of people base big decisions on it. I understand that a lot of people don't have the option to not make money the deciding factor, right? Not everybody is from a background or have the support to fall on other people to help them financially. But I do want to say that your budget adjusts. Your lifestyle really adjusts. Yes, when going into my training contract, like for example, in my first year of my training contract, I thought the money was really small. At the end of the month, I would be left with almost nothing after paying my bills. But as time went on, it started adjusting. I started adjusting. There was more money at the end of the month. There was a lot of those moments where I'm just like, where's this money coming? Did I forget to pay something? Why do I have so much money at the end of the month, or more than I expect? So your lifestyle does adjust to how much you're making. So don't, if you can, obviously, don't make money the deciding factor on where you do your articles. Point number 3 of things I wish I knew before starting my articles was definitely, I wish I took control of my learning in my articles. So for some context, I'm so sorry, I didn't provide context. I did my articles at a Big 4 audit firm, Ernst & Young to be exact. And I went into my articles thinking and believing that everything is under control. Those training contracts, covers all possible areas. Once I'm done with my training contract and I get into the job market, there's going to be nothing that I don't have experience with, which is not the case. So when you're in audit, you don't necessarily prepare tax returns. You don't do VAT returns. You don't do bank reconciliations. As much as you audit those processes and audit those calculations, you don't do them, right? And this leaves you in a place where you don't know how to do those things once you're done with articles. And it's a little awkward because there's this perception that a chartered accountant needs to know everything, right? There's this expectation, and we'll speak about that in a different video that I plan to drop very soon. But then I don't know how to, do those things. And a lot of the jobs require that. A lot of the jobs want to know if you're comfortable with doing bank reconciliations, if you're comfortable with filing VAT returns and all of that stuff. And I wish I had taken a bit more control of the experience that I got in my articles. Maybe reached out to a manager and said, okay, well, I see that I'm doing this. Can I also, assist with 1, 2, 3? Let's say for bank reconciliations. Can I maybe recalculate the bank reconciliation and not just, the controls around it, so the actual substantive testing? That is something that I wish I did. Even if you're in your articles, learn how to do your VAT returns, learn how to do e-filing, because chances are if you're doing your articles in audit, you won't know how to do that. And I think that is great experience, or, something that you can say you know how to do on your CV to increase your chances of landing a job. Point number 4 would be that I wish I knew that Big 4 articles doesn't always open doors. I had this expectation that as soon as I leave my Big 4 articles, the first job or the first batch of jobs that I apply to, doors are going to fly open because they see Big 4 on my CV. And that's not the case. That is not the case. And it's very competitive out there, and you need to go and do more. I don't know what this more is, whether it's in your articles going over and above to, really stand out, to get on the managers, like get close to the managers so you can tailor the experience that you gain in your articles. Because the reality is, all these people that you're doing articles with, those are the people you're going to be competing with when you're looking for jobs. In the job market, these are the people that you're going to be in competition with. So yeah, Big 4, just Big 4 alone doesn't open doors because there's so many other people that have Big 4 articles, So that is definitely something that I wish I knew. I think that's also a big perception as well, because there's so many recruiters that say, okay, Big 4 articles required. Yes, okay, that means you can apply for that job, but how many other people are applying for that job? On top of that, you get applications such as LinkedIn and platforms such as LinkedIn that allow you to apply for jobs. So a lot of jobs over a short period of time, and this means that you are, yes, applying for a lot of jobs, but that also means that a lot of people are also doing the same thing, which makes the competition really, really tight. So Big 4 is not enough. Go over and above. I know people that do their CFA in their articles. I know people that get their masters in their first year of their academic training contracts. They're doing their masters. Once they get into wherever they're doing their articles, or once they complete their articles, they already have masters. They already have CFA when they sign off articles. Guys, it is a jungle out there. You need to be really strategic about this. I'll do another video about the realities of life after qualifying as a chartered accountant. But yeah, that's my point number 4. Let's go to point number 5. Last point is that I wish I stayed on, or at least given it a chance, I wish I had given it a thought, a chance to potentially stay on after completing my articles at the audit firm that I did it at, so that I can gain the post-article experience. Post-article experience is a huge thing in the job market. For some reason, they don't see the experience that you've gained in your articles as sufficient enough. and they require more, usually 1 to 2 years experience. And now you go in, you just not quit, but you haven't stayed to apply in the firm that you did your articles with because you've had enough of audit. You can't wait to get out. And then you're hit with the reality of post-article qualification. So something I really wish that I did was explore other opportunities in the firm that I was in, because obviously, as being an internal employee, you given preference on the jobs that do come up. So I wish, even if it wasn't in the audit department, looking at the other departments, what else is there for me to apply to before deciding, okay, I don't want to stay at this company doesn't suit, what I'm looking for currently, and then go out there and, get into the job market. This is something I didn't even do. As soon as someone asked me, am I staying on? I was like, nope. I didn't send an application. I was done. I was tired. I was just like, I want to get out of audit. And the thing is, the company is not only an audit company, you know what I mean? So I definitely wish that I explored other opportunities in the firm as well. So if you are doing your articles at an audit firm or doing articles at a place that you don't want to see yourself in the future, be strategic. Don't just resign. Don't not apply or make an effort to stay on. Be strategic about it. What is your next step as a chartered accountant? Where do you want to go as a chartered accountant? And then decide from there, is there anything I can use in the firm that I'm in now to gain experience or to gain value, so that my next step is a bit smoother, that I pave my way into the industry I want, etc., etc. Guys, those are the 5 things I wish I knew before starting my chartered accounting articles. I hope that this has been very insightful for you. I hope this helps you. I hope you realize that articles is not just a small thing, right? A job is a job. Yes, it's a training contract, but you being strategic about where you want to go starts in your articles. Listen, I've always heard this, right? I've heard my university lecturers say this all the time, that it's about how you pave your way and like how you make use of the qualification, and not where you do your articles that matters. Always, I didn't understand it until I actually went through it. Now I see like what exactly that means. So don't relax is all I'm saying. Think about strategically, where do you want to end up? Think about it now, in your first year, in your second year, during university. What is your plan after articles? And start paving the way. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Oh yes, and visit gaplearning.co.za if you're an accounting student and are looking for educational resources, to book a tutor, or to listen to notes on the go. Until my next video, bye.